When the winter of 1916 descended upon the Western Front, it brought with it a cold so profound that men feared frostbite more than shrapnel. In the waterlogged trenches stretching from the English Channel to the Swiss border, survival meant more than avoiding enemy fire. It meant staying warm in a world where open flames invited death from above. Artillery observers waited for the telltale smoke of cooking fires, and snipers tracked the glow of cigarettes through the perpetual twilight of the trenches. Yet the human body demands heat, and the soldiers of World War I became masters of invisible warmth. Among their most ingenious innovations was a device so simple, so quietly effective that it has been nearly forgotten by history. The clay pot heater, a marvel of thermal engineering born from desperation and refined through the grinding necessity of trench warfare. The clay pot heater emerged from a fundamental problem facing every soldier shivering in the mud of Flanders and the Somme. Traditional fires created smoke, light, and heat signatures that transformed shelters into targets. What these men needed was a way to capture and redistribute the meager heat from candles or spirit lamps without broadcasting their position to enemy artillery. The solution lay in understanding thermal mass and radiant heat transfer, principles that soldiers discovered not through formal education, but through cold, hungry experimentation in dugouts carved into the earth. The basic design utilized terracotta flower pots, items that could be scavenged from abandoned French and Belgian villages or requested in care packages from home. 2 or 3 pots of graduating sizes would be nested together, inverted over a small heat source, typically a candle stub, rendered animal fat, or precious fuel tablets hoarded from ration packs. The innermost pot absorbed the direct heat from the flame, its porous clay structure drinking in thermal energy like a sponge absorbs water. As the terracotta heated, it began to glow with stored warmth, releasing that energy slowly and steadily into the surrounding air without the flicker and smoke of an open fire. The outer pots created insulating air gaps, trapping heat and creating a convection current that pulled cold air in from below while pushing warmed air outward in a gentle, continuous circulation. In the close confines of a dugout, those cave-like sanctuaries carved into trench walls where 4 to 8 men might huddle during bombardments, a single properly constructed pot heater could raise the temperature by several precious degrees. More importantly, it transformed the quality of the air itself, driving moisture from sodden uniforms and creating a pocket of comparative comfort in an otherwise frozen hell. The psychological value of this warmth cannot be overstated. Men who had watched their mates succumb to trench foot and hypothermia found in these humble clay vessels a reminder of hearth and home, a physical manifestation of human ingenuity triumphing over circumstance. Construction of an effective pot heater required both skill and improvisation, qualities that really defined trench life. Soldiers quickly learned that the hole at the top of the pots, originally designed for drainage in peacetime gardening, needed to be sealed to prevent heat from escaping. A flat stone, a piece of tin cut from a ration can, or even just compacted clay could serve as a cap. The heat source, well, that had to be carefully calibrated. Too large a flame, and the inner pot could crack from thermal shock. But too small, and the heater would produce barely any warmth at all. Candles were precious commodities, often made from accumulated grease skimmed from tinned meat rations and mixed with scraps of cloth for wicks. Some innovative soldiers even discovered that the wax-coated cardboard from ammunition boxes could be shredded and compressed into crude fuel cakes that burned with surprising consistency. The heater's placement required tactical consideration. It needed elevation to allow oxygen flow to the flame while keeping it away from the damp earth that seemed to characterize every inch of trench life. Bricks salvaged from demolished buildings served as ideal platforms, as did ammunition crates simply turned on their sides. Ventilation was absolutely critical. While the pot heater produced minimal smoke compared to an open fire, any combustion consumes oxygen and produces carbon monoxide. Soldiers learned to position heaters near dugout entrances or beneath small ventilation shafts, invisible from above but sufficient to prevent suffocation. In this way, the clay pot heater represented a perfect synthesis of concealment and survival, warmth without betrayal. Today, as we explore the skills of our ancestors and prepare for our own uncertainties, the clay pot heater stands as a testament to human adaptability. These soldiers, many of them farmers and labourers with no formal engineering training, developed a heating solution that modern survivalists and preppers continue to rediscover. The principles they understood through frozen fingers and desperate nights remain valid. Thermal mass works, radiant heat saves energy, and simplicity often outperforms complexity when resources are scarce. The lessons carved into the trenches of the Great War are not museum pieces. They are living knowledge, waiting to warm us when we need them most. Subscribe to Fieldcraft Chronicles to uncover more forgotten wisdom from history's greatest survival laboratory. Share this video with those who understand that true preparedness means learning from those who had no choice but to adapt or perish. The clay pot heater still works, still radiates warmth, still whispers across a century. Ingenuity survives when all else fails.